Now let's select the solution, right click, go to the Nugget packages, and inside the Nugget packages, let's install swashpickle.espnet core. We'll have to search this package first, and let's install this package for using the Swagger endpoint or Swagger UI. As you can see, the package has been installed successfully, where we can find the uninstall and update button. Now let's go with the program.cs, where we can add the or where we can use the middleware of Swagger. Okay, so we have a open API endpoint. So below that, let's say Swagger. Okay, and then we are going to add a Swagger input, that is builder dot services dot add endpoints API explorer, add endpoint API explorer. Okay, now let's go to the condition app.environment.isDevelopment. Let's add a pipeline for Swagger, and let's app dot use Swagger, and then again Swagger UI also. Okay, so I'm adding a comment also for a better understanding. Then what we can do again, app dot Swagger UI. Okay, now we have added this, we have registered, we can say that to pipeline also for Swagger. And okay, so let's try to run the application and build the application, and we'll see how it is working. As you can see, there is a build error. We'll have to go and we'll have to see the error exactly. Okay, now we have missed the semicolon in the setup. Now again, let's build the application. As you can see, the build is succeeded. Okay, now let's try to run the application. It will take some time to load or to build the application and run the Swagger UI. So let's wait. Now you can see, like, I have run the program to check like whether Swagger is working or not. Now you can see we are having an error, that is unhandled exception occurred while processing the request, so unable to resolve the service of type Swagger provider while attempting to invoke the middleware swashbuckle of Swagger middleware. So I think we have made some mistake into the program.cs. Let's go to the code and we'll see what changes we have to make the Swagger enable. So this is where we have added the endpoint of Swagger. I think we have missed one. We have missed the registration of one of the service call, that is called builder.services.add Swagger gen. Okay, now I have added it. Now let's build the application. As you can see, the build is succeeded. Now let's try to run the application. And now it's time to see whether it is working or not perfectly. So let's go to the browser. Let's go to the browser. Just a minute. Now you can see the Swagger page is up and running now. See, I'm reloading the page again. See, the Swagger page is running up and running now. So where you can find the two endpoints which we have created. First is manual mapper, second is AutoMapper. Okay. We're expecting the same response from both the endpoint, but the creation of mapping makes a difference, a huge difference. So let me execute the endpoint where we have started receiving this CORS error, the network failure, and URL. Okay, now let's try to resolve this error first. So now as per the CORS error, we'll try to add the middleware for enable the CORS. Okay, so let's try to add builder.services.add CORS. Okay, inside that add CORS, let's create a variable called options, and inside that options, let's create an object, and let's add options dot policy, options dot add policy, and let's select allow all. Okay, and let's give the comma, and let's use the policy object. Okay, use the policy object, policy colon policy dot allow any header, then policy dot allow any method, and policy dot allow any method. This is done. Allow any method. Wait, we'll have to remove this. We'll have to remove this. Dot allow any header, allow any method, and allow any origin. Okay, so we have added this configuration. Now let's add a semicolon here. Let's add a semicolon here. Let's add a semicolon here. Okay, now let's try to build the application. Okay, now let's try to run the application to see whether it is actually working or not. I think we forget one thing. We'll have to register the middleware also. So we have to use app.use CORS.allow all. Okay, I think use CORS. We'll have to install the package. I guess we are not allowing to use this method, that is use CORS. Let's try. Okay, now actually I have added this method while running the application. That's why we got the error. Now you can see the method is clean. Now let's try to run the application once. So after running the application, we have encountered some error like we are not able to our .NET endpoint, like .NET code is not able to call this endpoint or find this endpoint. So as we are working with the latest version of .NET 10 and we are working with the latest version of AutoMapper, so we have, if you remember, we have installed one more package that is called AutoMapper.dependency injection. If we go to the NuGet package once again, and if we go to the, if we try to search AutoMapper, so you can find this package we have installed previously. So I have simply uninstalled this package because this is not required. Okay, and then in the program.cs I made a small changes, like the dependency injection package is required this kind of a mapping of, or this kind of a injection of dependency we have to make. So instead of this I have implemented like this. Okay, this is the latest version. As per the latest version we have to inject the dependency like this. Okay, now let's try to run the application and we will see whether it is working perfectly or not. Let me go to the browser. So as you can see, our Swagger page is loading, and the Swagger page is loaded successfully, where we can find the two endpoints which we have created, manual mapper and AutoMapper. Now let's try to execute the endpoint. Now you can see we are receiving the response with 3 parameters only. The name Nikhil, email, that is email ID, and department is IT. Similar response we are expecting from AutoMapper endpoint also. Let's execute the AutoMapper endpoint where you can find the same response. So here we can say that successfully our AutoMapper and manual mapper with DTO is working fine, and which is working expected, and which is both the endpoints is giving the expected response. So thank you for watching this video, and if this is really helpful, please do like and subscribe. And if you want to make such kind of interesting video, so please do suggest your topic in the comment box. And don't worry, I'm committing this code into the GitHub repo, and I'm sharing the link of that GitHub repo into the YouTube description or the YouTube video description. Thank you.